Hi there. Okay, perfect. Just waiting for a couple more people to join. So I think we are ready to get started now. So I'm sure all of you know I'm Imogen. I'm sure we would have spoken to most people before, but otherwise, just to introduce myself again, I'm our customer success manager here. Um, and I've got Jack alongside me as well to help with any questions and to keep you guys ticking over. So there is a chat on the right hand corner that a few of you have discovered. So this should take around 35 minutes max, just to answer one question there. And yes, you can connect by phone if your microphone is if your microphone's not working, we'll send instructions over. So yeah, everyone is muted. Just to reiterate that you can't talk back to us, so you need to use the live chat for any questions. And if we can't answer right now, we will follow up with you, and we will also send a recording of this to you after, so you can share it and watch it again with colleagues. So we'll be looking at invoicing and payroll today, because payroll is brand new and quite a lot of you won't have looked at that yet. And I'll do a quick run through of invoicing just to begin with, to look at your client invoicing. So as I said, any questions, just feel free to ask in the chat, and we'll get back to you once we can. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen now, and I'm going to share my Nurse Buddy account here. So we all should be able to see that now. And we can see we've got my Nurse Buddy home screen here. So to get started, then we will take a look at invoicing. So again, quite a few of you will already have had this set up or partly set up. But just to start again, we go to our settings menu and we go to our products here on the left-hand side. So products are our rates, and this is what we want to charge our clients. So we can have as many rates as required here to cover all different needs, and types of clients, council, private, all can be accommodated for. So we can see in my account here, we've got quite a lot of products set up, and I'm just going to click on an existing one. But we can add a new product at any time. But if I click on an existing one here, my council rate, we can see I've named it to reflect my county council. And here I want to add in my rates and times. So at the moment, I've got a weekday rate inputted, and this will mean that any visit that falls between my weekdays that I've scheduled with this product attached is going to be charged at £15 per hour. So we can accommodate for all our different rates for different days of the week and different times of day. So we can add in as many new rates as we would like as part of this product. So I've got a holiday rate for my bank holidays, which are automatically calculated. And I've got my weekday rate, but let's just add in a weekend rate as well. So I'm going to name this weekend, and I'm going to charge £16 per hour for my weekend rate. So if I go to Saturday and Sunday here, and I've turned that pink, so this means now that any visit with this council rate attached will be charged at £16 per hour on a Saturday and Sunday, and will be charged at £15 per hour on a weekday. So that's how we split up different rates as part of one product. So you're not having to create loads of products to match your weekend and weekday rates. The only real alternatives you need to accommodate for is if you have 30-minute rates and 45-minute rates. So by default, if you assign an hourly rate to a 30-minute visit, it's going to halve your hourly rate. But if your half-hour rate isn't an automatic split of your hourly rate, then you need to create a new 30-minute product. So if we name this after our council again and call it 30 minutes, if I charge £8 for those 30 minutes, then my hourly rate needs to be £16. Just if it's not that direct division of your hourly rate, then that's when you need to accommodate for those alternatives. But as I said, you can create as many products as you need to cover all of your visits and all of your clients. Once you set these up, your next section is your invoice contacts, and these are just a little bit more straightforward. It's just who actually pays the invoice. So you just name them. It could be council, could be private, or it could be individuals as well. So I'll just press save there. And you can see we've got, again, more options here. We can add as many invoice contacts as you need. So once you've done your setup, you just need to add these details to your client profiles and their schedules. So the most straightforward way to go about it is to click on a client, edit their profile, and go to the service tab. So this works if they have the same type of visit and the same rate for every visit. So this becomes their default information. What's really important though here, if you're backdating this information, this default rate will only apply to new visits that you create. So this only works if you're starting from scratch and you've got no visits yet for your clients, and if they mainly have one type of visit rate. So I can press save, and then to accommodate for the other alternative where you've already set up your visits and they have numerous different rates, we want to go into John's actual calendar here. So he's quite busy. We've got a lot of visits going on here for John. But if I just click on Wednesday, for example, tomorrow's visit, we can see we've got an invoice contact option and a product option. So because I've already set this up, but for you guys that are starting this from scratch, it will just say no invoice contact, no product, and it will just allow me to add my rates in here. And then I can press save and apply to that visit repetition. So this allows you, as I said, to add different rates for different visit repetitions. So if they have a mixture of private and council visits, we can accommodate that by setting up different visit repetitions and adding the correct information for those visits. So that's your setup. It'll work in the background. You don't really need to do anything else now until you're ready to actually pull your reports and pull your invoicing. So to do that, I'm just going to go to my reporting section, and we want to go to our visit list report. So this is a report many of you will be familiar with, as it is our most detailed report. I'm just going to select my date range to last month. I've pulled up John as my client, and I'm going to go to all visits, but I could do just completed visits if I wished. And then I could just see all of the visits that my carers have done already. And then here I have the option to select different invoice contacts. So again, this allows me to see just his council visits or just his private visits. But I'm going to just pull all of them for now. So what's really important here is to check everything is adding up. By default, the system will pull in your planned time as your billed time. So we can see here build time is 30 minutes to reflect the 30-minute plan time here from 12:30 to 1. Our reported times are way off just because this is test data that we've been messing around with, but it's pulling in, but we scheduled 30 minutes. It's our 30-minute product rate, and we're going to be charging for 30 minutes. If you want to change this and charge for the actual time, so the time that your carer spent with the client, then you can do that in your general account settings. You can switch it around. But I can also manually override the visit build time here as well. So I can add any figure that's required into that build time and just press save. And again, as you've seen, I can override the contact and product details as well. So don't worry, once you've set it up, it's not final. You can change everything in these reports. But it's really important to keep on top of this reporting and make sure everything has been reflected clearly, because this is your final version for your invoicing, and this will give you your final rates. So for anyone who's not too familiar with this report just yet, you can change what filters come through. So we can change our columns. So we can see more information. We can see the invoice contact and build time as part of the initial report, and anything else that we might want to add in there. So now I can see I've got the build time filtered through here as well. If, for example, you bill for cancelled visits, when you cancel a visit, you've got different options of why it's cancelled. So if you bill for your client cancelled visits, then I can select this option. So if I just pull cancelled visits and all of my clients, so we can see I had Edith here who had a cancelled visit in December. I can keep the status as cancelled, but I can manually add in build time and press save there. And then that will mean this will come through to the invoice as well. So you can edit your cancelled visits and pull up a report again of all visits, and that will filter through to your invoicing as well, not just your completed ones. So if I just go back to John and last month and pull all of his visits as we did before, I'm happy with all of the data and information. If there's anything missing, again, I can just quickly add things in here. And I'm just going to go to actions and create invoice. And what that will do is it will download to a folder on my computer. So if I just pull that up, hold on 1 second. I'll just change my screen share so you can just see that. So now you should be able to see John Barrett's invoice pulled up here. So we can see we're billing it to Mike Smith. These are my company details. Our balance is £300, just under, and we've got a list of all his visits pulled through. So it just downloads as a PDF to your computer ready to send. You can download them in bulk as well, so you can pull up all your clients and create their invoices in one go, and they'll just download to separate folders on your computer. So it should all be fairly straightforward from here. Just to note as well, in your settings, so in your account settings, you have this section on the left called Invoice Template, and that will allow you to edit your template. So it's just basically editing what each field is called. You can't really change the structure. I can just add payment terms. So I could add invoice to be paid within 14 days. I can add in bank details and things. So we've got a term section down the bottom, and we could add in bank info and things like that here. So that's where you'll find those kind of details, and just if you wanted to rename what you call your invoices and things like that, but most people just leave it as is. And then you can also change where your invoice number starts. So if you're moving over from previous invoices to using Nurse Buddy, you can change where your invoice number will start from. Okay, so that's pretty much invoicing within Nurse Buddy. Sorry, I'm still recovering from this horrible cold, so please do bear with me as I lose my voice. The other aspect of invoicing, though, is our product report. So if you go to visits by product, and here you can pull up your client and you can see all of your visits, and they're categorized by the rates that you charge. So we can see all of John's 30-minute visits, his council visits, etc., all listed here. And what you can do from your product report is we integrate with Xero. So if anybody's interested in looking at that in more detail, please do let us know. Because Xero is an external software. So as I was saying, if anyone wants to look at Xero in more depth, we have an integration with Xero available through this report. And if you sign up for a Xero account, you'll be able to have full control over your invoicing structures, and you'll be able to email invoices and take payments online with your clients. So it's a really nice bit of kit, and it's definitely worth exploring if you want more functionality with invoicing. We can get you set up on that. Okay, so I'm going to move on to payroll now. Okay, so you'll find your payroll report at the top of your screen. So this is only available to standard plan users. So if you're not on a standard plan, you will have to upgrade to be able to see this. So what we want to do to set up our pay rates is go to our account settings, and we go to payroll here. And here you've got the option to add rate plans. So you click new payroll rate plan. You need to name it here and decide if you're using actual hours your carers worked or hours that you plan for them. And here you can see we've got the option to add mileage and travel time. So at the moment, this is kind of top secret. We haven't officially released this yet, but it will be available in the next couple of weeks to have mileage as part of your payroll report. So it's the same mileage settings from before, and you just click mileage if you want to pay from their home, and travel time as well if you want to pay this from their home or the office at the start and the end of the day. So it's exactly the same setup that we currently have for mileage, but it will be moving to your payroll report soon. Then you need to define your rates. So you have a default rate. The default rate you can override or just use it you can either use it for everybody, like every hour and every day within this rate plan, or you can add new rates as well. So we could call one weekday. And we can add custom mileage for this as well. So at the moment, I've got a weekday rate, but I don't have a weekend rate specifically. So it will use my default rate on a weekend. But we can add in one if we wanted for bank holidays, for example. And I'll just save that there. So we can see we've got rates in now. I can add in as many rate plans as I need to accommodate for different carers. And then I just need to assign the rate to my carer. So if I just search for myself here, you can see I've assigned my standard rate to myself. And if I just go to my colleague Neil, again, I'm going to assign him the standard rate. So you just need to go through all your carers and add in the different rates required. Once you're happy with that, again, not really much to do in the meantime. It's only when you actually want to pull the report, you need to go to payroll. So the payroll report is located at the top. We just pull up our date range. And click load payroll. So it's only myself and Neil appearing on this report because in the last 2 weeks, we're the only carers who have had completed visits. So it's only going to pull through carers with completed visits. If they start a visit and don't end it, they're not going to pull through to this payroll report. So I can see a breakdown of all of my visits, my mileage, my travel time, and down the bottom, I can see the totals here. So once you're happy with all of that, you can download it as a CSV, and then it's ready to export to external software. At the moment, we don't have support for holiday pay, but that will be coming. And if any of you guys want to test payroll out over the next couple of weeks and give us some feedback and ideas on how to support holiday pay, then do let us know and we will get that up and running for you. We also plan to integrate this probably with Xero as well for a full payroll functionality. So you'd be able to export your gross pay and hours from NurseBuddy and be able to run all of your tax information through an external software directly from NurseBuddy. Okay, so that's pretty much it in terms of invoicing and payroll. As I said, both of these features are on our standard plan. So do let me know if you need that enabling. We've got a couple minutes left on this, so I'll just leave it open with the live chat so you can ask questions and I can answer anything quickly. But otherwise, you know where we are if you want to get in touch. and I'll send a recording of this around without the coughing breaks in the middle, so you can have a look at it again in your own time. And please do reach out on the live chat within Nurse Buddy if you need any further help on getting this set up. But thank you again for joining, and let us know if you found it helpful, and we can definitely run more like this in the future.